to convince you that the local environment shapes the assembly of host-associated microbiomes, and then how these communities come together then has functional implications for host health. And I plan on doing that using my favorite microbiome system, foliar endophytic fungi. So you can think of this as the fungal microbiome inside of plant leaves. They've been isolated from every species of plant on our planet sampled to date, and they arrive there via horizontal transmission, so just like our gut or skin microbiome. So they come from the environment, and they can come from a lot of different sources in the environment, but one of those that we thought about before is leaf litter. So when a leaf falls off of a plant and joins the leaf litter, it still has these endophytic fungi inside of the leaf tissue. And it's beneficial for those fungi to then leave the leaf tissue, sporulate, and recolonize nearby living plant tissue, whether that's from the same plant or a neighbor. And previous studies have shown that if you increase the amount of leaf litter that surrounds seedlings, the number of endophytes in nearby leaf tissue also increases. The problem with this research is really important, but it has a hole, and that hole is that we don't know what those communities look like. Who are in these litter-transmitted microbiomes? And so I asked two questions in the study. First, how is endophyte community assembly affected by leaf litter? And then, does it matter to the hosts? Is it functionally important? And so I did this using Theobroma cacao. It's where chocolate comes from. And so I went down to Panama and I grew up these cacao seedlings in a growth chamber. And you exclude the environment, you exclude spores from colonizing. And so you have these endophyte-free leaves. And I grew seedlings, they're a few months old, and I placed them out in the field with one of 3 litter treatments. So either no litter, these seedlings are just in regular pots, a cacao litter treatment where you can see here there's some leaves in the base of that pot secured with a bit of mesh, and then a mixed litter treatment where these seedlings are exposed to mixed forest litter, not including cacao. 2 weeks later, I attacked my plants with a pathogen. So this is Phytophthora carnivora, black pod rot. It's important in nature as well as in cacao plantations. And I found something really interesting, and that was that seedlings that were exposed to cacao litter, so conspecific leaf litter, experienced less pathogen damage here on the y-axis compared to the other treatments, as well as, I don't know if you can see this bar, it's faded, but endophyte-free plants that were left in a growth chamber for the duration of the experiment. So we thought this was really interesting. Maybe there's something about the microbiome that is causing these plants to experience less pathogen damage. So we looked at the fungal endophytes in those tissues, both using a culture-dependent methodology. You can see my beautiful cultures here, as well as a culture-independent methodology in luminescent. And we found that these communities are structurally different, so you can see some spread in these communities based on their leaf litter treatment. We also saw differences in abundance and diversity of fungi, but if you'll notice, we saw more isolates and higher diversity in our no litter treatment plants. And this is odd, because leaf litter is supposed to be the source of colonization by endophytes. So I'll come back to that in a moment, but first I want to zoom back into this treatment, the ones that were exposed to cacao litter, because they experienced the least pathogen damage. And it's probably not just because they have less abundant and less diverse endophyte communities. So we looked into the literature, and what we found in the literature is that there's a species called Toptricum tropicale, which is super abundant in Panamanian cacao. It's also very important in reducing pathogen damage, both in leaves and fruits. And sure enough, it is very abundant in our samples. And importantly, it's also the most common in those plants that were exposed to cacao litter. So we see this nice correlation between abundance of this one motif and a decrease in pathogen damage. And so what we think is going on, to illustrate, is that in the presence of litter, and especially cacao litter, this species is able to get into tissues really quickly and outcompete other things, both endophytes and pathogens. So we have less abundant and diverse endophyte communities, as well as less pathogen damage. And I promised I would get back to those no litter exposed plants. And in that case, they're exposed to a bunch of other endophytes from different sources, maybe through wind or rain. And while these may be good dispersers, they are not good competitors. So this could be important for agriculture, because if we can expose plants to litter as this natural protective microbiome inoculation, it might be a cost-effective and natural way of